This isn't what it looks like. All right, fine. You caught me varicosum-handed. I found this locally, and oh my God, look at the back, guys. Look at the back. Look at the back. Look at the, wait, Jake, what are you doing? Look at the, do you see that? This is the iPhone, so, and it's like the selfie camera, so it's not that good. But do you see that? So we're going to repot this, and I'm going to get this up a moss pole because I want it to get really big. And then I'm going to let this one over here, because there's two plants, I'm gonna let this one trail. I thought that would be really cool. I have two plants. Yeah, and I actually have some questions that I'm going to answer. We're gonna do a little bit of a Q&A. All right, let's get to it. Come on. Oh, come on, this way. All right, guys, here he is, here he is. Oh, where do I put my long ass legs? Like that? Oh, this is so weird. No. Put it like this. Oh, guys, I stubbed my foot. Ew! It's a freaking mushroom growing in my pot. There it is, guys. Look at it. Like a little phallus. I hate it. I'm gonna take it out. It's gross. It's absolutely gross. Disgusting. Disgusting. Disgusting! So I must be keeping it a little bit too wet. It's fine. It's not harmful to the plant, but it's just gross. I don't like it. Don't like it. But we got a new leaf coming in, so that's good. We are going to repot this beautiful varicosum. Guys, it is the end of October as I'm recording this, and it is 81 degrees in here. I don't like it. I'm in New York City, guys. Should not be 81 degrees in here. It's like 74 outside. I don't like this. Should be nice and cool. I don't want to turn on my AC. I'm trying to save money. Let's just see what we're working with, and then we'll get down to business with the questions. Let's see what we got here. Oh, okay. Oh, look at that root system. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. Okay, but I don't like dirt, guys. I don't like it. So, I'm gonna be very, very careful trying to disturb the roots too much because it's a varicosum, and varicosum is Latin for disgusting diva. No, it's actually Latin for like warty. Like think of verruca. Like, you know, I always thought a verruca was a type of wart you got on the bottom of your foot. I will just get started with the first question. I posed the question on my YouTube community and also Instagram. You know, I get so much interaction on Instagram, but yet nobody ever asks questions on Instagram. But I got so many questions on YouTube. So I'll answer the 2 freaking questions I got on Instagram. And then I'll answer like the 20 plus questions I got on YouTube. Favorite musical? Do I have a favorite musical? Guys, I come from musical theater. Well, you know what? We did, for my senior musical in high school, we did Addams Family the musical, and that is such a funny musical, and I played Uncle Fester. And he has a song where he sings about being in love with the moon, and I fly on the moon. And they made a whole contraption where I got to sit on a moon that kind of like raises up, and the audience just went nutso. It was just one of those bigger-than-life kind of characters. Think of, like, the genie from Aladdin, you know? It was just so big. It was one of those big characters, and I just had a ball playing it, so it was so fun. And then the other question on Instagram, can you do how to prop without a leaf on Anthuriums? I have difficulties with rooted stumps. Guys, did you ever watch the show Stomp, like the movie Stomp? We watched those as a kid in music class. They were fun. They were cool. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? Where they would just make sounds with all the miscellaneous things. Do you guys, no? Anyway. Yeah, you know, I'll do a future video on that. I actually do, I have a video coming up that might be what you're looking for. Of how I rerooted an Anthurium that, it did have leaves though. An Anthurium that had lost its entire root system. Oh my god, this hair, I just cut it, guys, and it's still getting in my face. I just rerooted an Anthurium that I've had for a long time because it got root rot and I lost the whole root system. And I was very, very nervous. And who is texting me when I am... So yeah, I rerooted it in water. Fuck that siren. I hate those sirens. These sirens are so loud. There needs to be a mayor to come into New York City and just pass a law that gets rid of these loud-ass sirens that can be heard from like 3 blocks down. They don't need to be that loud. Sorry guys, I'm just gonna say it. They don't need to be that loud. They don't. They just don't. There's no reason. Anyway. Oh, so you're the opposite. So I rerooted a stump with leaves, a stem with leaves. You have a rooted stem with no leaves. So I do have some rooted stems without leaves. Chunks, as people call them. I will do a video on them, but, you know, the cliff notes of it, basically you just have to blast it with light, keep it moist. I do sphagnum moss. You can also do fluval stratum. Don't do leca. You know, that's too aerated. It'll dry out too, you know, it's too prone to drying out too much if you miss a watering. But yeah, just blast it with light, just because it doesn't have really a whole lot of chlorophyll. If it had just a tiny, tiny bit of chlorophyll anywhere in that stem, anywhere, even if you can't see it, just a tiny bit somewhere in there. And honestly, sometimes you have to give it time. Sometimes you have to give it 6 months. And you have to give it, we don't have to, but it's good to give it high humidity. High humidity, but, you know, give it airflow because you know, you have to be careful because sometimes you can put them in an enclosed, like little terrarium setup. And they're fine, but sometimes you put them in there and they'll get fuzz on them, they'll get a little bit of mold, and you don't want that because then they'll crash and they'll rot on you. So you have to be careful, so make sure that you're ventilating it and you're making sure that's not rotting. But giving it that higher humidity, high moisture, that's also very important, that will help it as well. I think I'm going to need to dunk this in water just to get all of this dirt out of here. You see like this beautiful root system, but do you see how... Get rid of that. Do you see how there's all this dirt in there? We don't want all that dirt in there. Did I mention I stubbed my toe like a week ago and it still freaking hurts? I may have fractured it or something. I don't think I broke it, but... Alright, so now those 2 questions on Instagram are out of the way. Let's just get rid of that and go back to... Let's go to YouTube. So, is this the same plant or is this 2 plants? Because if it's 2 different plants, I want to separate it. Let's see. Well, you know what? Let's put it in here and see if they separate. Sometimes they're just a little bit tangled. Oh yeah, look at all that dirt in there. Can you see all the dirt in there, guys? Just coming off. Oh, it's so satisfying. So satisfying. Oh yeah. It's just like slippery spaghetti. What? No, Jake. So, are they attached? I can't tell. Well, you know what? Not anymore. There we go. Okay, so we'll place this down here. So this one we're going to put on the moss pole. This is the nice one. This is the big one. Or maybe we should just put both on the pole and make it a bushy plant. Well, you know what? Because this guy was big. I paid like $65 for him. So I feel like if I grow out 2 separate ones, I can sell one in a few months, grow it big, make my money back and still have one. So maybe I should grow both out on a pole. So, let's go to another question. YouTube on random days is just like switching up their YouTube Studio app. It's bugging me. Are you a botanist? I saw many plant books on your shelves. No, I am not a plant botanist. Well, there's only one type of botanist, and that's plants, right? I'm not a botanist. That kind of gave me away, didn't it? I'm not a plant botanist, guys. I'm just really passionate about plants, have been my whole life. And I do have some plant books, have quite a few. And you know what? It's a great way to learn about plants because there's a lot of misinformation out there on plants. But the information in books is just, it's a lot more substantial, it's a lot more concrete. And I've learned a lot from the books that I've acquired over time, so. What made you decide to start a YouTube channel? Okay guys, here's how the story goes with that. It was during COVID when I was bored and taking all these pictures of my plants, and I didn't want to flood my regular Instagram at the time with plant pictures because at the time nobody knew me for plants. So I started another Instagram that I wanted to call Plant Gay, but another account was called Plant Gay. And if you search it, it's still out there. But here's the thing, it's a ghost account. No one uses it. So I had to use a different name, so I went with Plant Gay for Life. I wanted to do just Plant Gay. So whoever made that Plant Gay account and then just never used it this whole time, you were my arch nemesis. So it started with me just posting pictures on my Instagram, and then I started posting videos on my story of me just talking and whatever. And then people started saying, oh, Jake, you're entertaining, you should start a YouTube channel. And I was like, I don't know. If I felt like I would have been, I don't know, it just felt kind of sellout-y to me. Just because I didn't see myself going, guys, make sure you smash that like button. Don't forget to leave a comment, you know, just all that nonsense. And so eventually I was like, fine. So I recorded a few videos and I just sat on them for a while. Like I didn't release them for a few months. And some of my first videos I never released because I was just, you know, didn't really care to release them. They just weren't good, or I just didn't really feel like they were anything special. And then when I finally started releasing videos, I was like, you know what? Okay, I'm just going to go into this plant tube, just very casual. It's going to be very community-based. I'm not going to take it seriously. I'm not going to let it overshadow my music. I'm just going to let it be its own thing. I'm not going to invest too much time in it. It'll just be a, you know, I'll post once every 2 to 3 weeks or whatever. Fast forward to now, and my music is a sidelined hobby, and this is my main hustle. Because this is where the money's coming in. You know, it's not a lot of money. It's only a couple $100 a month, but the money is going up. So I'm just following the money right now because times are tough, as we all know. And I'm just following the money, guys, and I love plants, and the fact that I could be a YouTuber as a part-time job and eventually a full-time job is really exciting, so I'm just following the money, guys. I still love music, and all I want in life, guys, if I could tell, like, if you're like, Jake, what is the American dream for you? I would tell you rainforest pop star. That's it. So, that is the end goal. That's what's at the end of my yellow brick road. So, I don't know what that is exactly, but I still love music. I wish that making music was as easy and as rewarding as making a video and putting it out. Unfortunately, I can't just make a song in a week. Some people can, I can't do it. It takes a long time just to make one song, mix it, master it, you know, record it. I record my music myself, I produce it myself, I mix it myself, I send it out to be mastered. I've never put out an album. You know, I've been doing music for, you know, 5 years, but I've only released a handful of songs because I'm not the fastest producer in the world. I'm very much a novice, if you will, you know, self-taught. But I just do it because I love doing it. I just love it, and I love performing, and I wish I could do it more, but it's just so brutal, and there's so many people out there trying to take advantage of aspiring artists. So yeah, now I'm not really spending any money on my music right now because I even like Google Ads, which is like a legit way to spend money on your music and promote your music. I'm not even doing that right now because I would run ads and I've had videos, you know, get 10,000, 20,000 or more views. They get next to no comments or interaction. And then as soon as the ads stopped running, I would get no followers from it, no subscribers. So it feels like the Google ads was fake too. It just didn't feel real and organic. Whereas this plant YouTube, my 5,000 subscribers, like that's all just algorithm, that's all just organic, that's all you, baby. That's all you guys just finding my craziness and clicking on it and watching it and sharing it and recommending it, and you know, the comments you leave, those aren't bots. The fact that I have over 5,000 real people, you know, and the fact that I have like over 100 real people commenting and over 500 real people actually liked my video, it's just crazy to me. Also on Instagram, I had a video go viral of me measuring the light in the rainforest, and I think it got like 100,000 views. Maybe it has like 150,000 views, but I think it got over 100,000 views. I'm like, oh my god. And I think on YouTube I have like I have like 300,000 views and like lifetime views. I couldn't afford to buy that many views for my music. And it wouldn't even be worth it because it'd be all fake views. So yeah, I just feel like the music, I mean, I love it, but it just, and that's why I just love it when just one of you guys, just a couple of you guys go over to my music and you leave a comment and you say, you know, I really love this song. Like that means 10 times more to me than, you know, 100 likes from an ad that I run. So I really appreciate you guys being here. I'm very, very thankful for all of you. And, you know, I could just go on and on and on, but we'd be here all day. So yeah, I appreciate all of you. Just wanted to say that. So that's why I decided to start a YouTube channel. Okay, these roots have been out in the air for a little bit too long. I mean, they are aeroids, but yeah, not that kind of aeroids. Let's put him in water. I was thinking of putting it in this, but I need a heavy base because it's gonna get top heavy when we put this thing on it. All right, you get what you picking up what I'm putting down, guys? Okay. Oh. So I got my moss here, and let's use this to mix up the moss. Got some moss down here. Let's use some of this. Let's use all the moss. Next question, if you could only keep 5 plants, what would they be and why? First one would be my bird of paradise, which is my only plant that has a name. I named him Perry. You know, like bird of paradise, Perry. Get it? Got him at the airport in Hawaii back in 2012. I've had him for 12 years. Over 12 years. And there are days when I look at him and I'm like, oh, you're just so big. Like, can I just get rid of you and put something else there that's really, really big? Because, you know, I have plants like this guy that's really big, and I want to grow other plants there really big. But I could never get rid of him. He's just, you know, he holds a special place in my heart. So that's one. I'd also probably keep a plant that can make me some money over time. So I'd probably keep my red spider because that plant grows pretty fast. I can propagate it pretty frequently. It's made me quite a bit of money over time. It's also a beautiful plant, so I ain't mad about having it on display. But I'd probably keep that one. That's 2. 3, ooh, I guess my Indonesian Portulay crossed with Novelty G / Hawaiian Ace of Spades, which is not really an Ace of Spades hybrid. That's another one where if it offsets, I can sell one of those, and they usually sell pretty well. People like those. That's a very beautiful plant. Love that one. 3, 4. Oh no. Ooh, I love Atabapo. Oh no. Ooh, you know what? I think I have to go with the brownie eye that I grew from seed. That's 4. And then 5 has to be the black swan behind me, the no ID. Oh, and I guess he has a name too, Black Swan, so, you know. But I guess he, you know, the bird of paradise is the only one with like a pet name, Perry. Do you know why my Philodendron Majestic started to come in with extremely crumbled leaves. This is my 4th crumbled looking leaf. Before this, he was so nice and happy with big normal looking leaves. I have checked and there is no pest related issue. Usually when it's a crumpled leaf, it's because the plant is stressed out, and that's usually from water stress. So it's usually because of dry rot, which is from underwatering, or root rot from overwatering. So either way, it's probably a result of the root health being compromised in some way, probably from, some watering stress. Water stress can also be, humidity, because humidity is water. It's moisture related. So sometimes when the moisture levels in the air drop, like it has been recently, that can also cause new leaves to kind of emerge kind of crumpled. So, from summer to fall, sometimes that happens. So sometimes you need to up your watering or spray your leaves as they're emerging. So it could be a variety of things, but it's most likely a moisture-related situation. So I would, kind of assess your watering routine and all of that, and kind of see what's going on with the roots, see what's going on with the plant and how it's behaving. Take a mental note of how often you're watering it. If you're watering it, more than twice a week, then maybe you're overwatering it. If you're watering it only once a week or less, then you're probably underwatering it. It could be a variety of factors, but it probably comes down to moisture stress. Okay, so I'm gonna put this guy on like this. He's like, damn it, he's like already at the top of the pole. I'll just have to extend the pole, I guess. For now, I'll just keep filling this in, and I'll answer the next question. Share a plant YouTuber you enjoy watching and why. I like NXT Plants because he has a lot of really cool collector Anthuriums that you don't see on YouTube very often. I really like to watch YouTubers that have Anthurium collections, because you see philodendrons everywhere, and listen, I love philodendrons, but also I'm gonna throw up. I'm gonna literally upchuck the philodendrons. I also like to watch You Don't Even Grow Here. I like to watch who's that bitch? Who's the original bitch? Why am I blanking? They're friends. She was pregnant. She had a baby. Unplanned Parenthood. Yeah, there she is. She's getting more into Anthuriums, so I'm like, ooh, what do we got over there now? But yeah, I like You Don't Even Grow Here because she has a lot of Anthuriums. And yeah, NXT Plants. He's got some really cool stuff that you don't see around very often, so I like seeing what he's got. He definitely cares for his plants like a serious plant grower, plant collector. It's not how I care for my plants at all, so it's very, very different. So it's interesting to kind of just see how, just down to a science, he has his plant care down. Next question. How do you care for your orchids? How do you keep your plant leaves so glossy and shiny? These are 2 questions. Or they're both for orchids. How do you care for orchids? Watch my orchid video. If you go into the documentary playlist, I think you'll see it in there. I have a video on Phalaenopsis orchids and the care for them. If you're looking for a plant care 101, that's how I care for mine. Orchids, there's so many genera of orchids, and they're all different. They all require different care. I'll go out on a limb and assume you're referring to the most common ones you see at supermarkets and Home Depot and stuff. The big, the moth orchid, the big, arch of flowers. Those are Phalaenopsis orchids. Beautiful orchids. Yeah, those are great. Long story short, you water them very thoroughly, just drench them when they are completely bone dry, and you blast them with light, give them lots and lots of light. Not full sun, but you give them a bright, bright, bright shade. Or a grow light equivalent of that. Barina grow lights, I have mine under, and they flower under that. And then feed it. You know, I feed mine with every watering. I feed it with orchid fertilizer. I use Better Grow, Better Bloom. Yeah, check out the orchid video. I think it's called like Orchid Care is Easier Than You Think, and I'm pretty sure it's in my playlist for like documentaries. Or no, maybe it's for plant care. Or maybe it's in both. But yeah, go check out that video. And then how do you keep your leaves shiny? Just keep your plants healthy. I don't use leaf shine, guys. I don't use any of that. Sometimes I'll wipe off a leaf, like if I feel like there's, you know, if they're a little dusty, or if I see some little mites crawling on it, but it's not like a full-out infestation yet. Or if I do see an infestation, I will clean off the leaves. But yeah, I don't use any leaf shine or anything. You know, just keep your plants healthy, guys. And just occasionally wash them off with water. Just water, that's it. If you have a lot of minerals and stuff in your tap water that will leave like a little chemical residue on your leaves, then use like distilled water or spring water, or maybe not spring water because that has stuff in it, but like distilled water or reverse osmosis water, and that'll keep your leaves looking nice. So that would be my recommendation for that. Okay, first off, I need to support him. I need to support him in everything he does because he's my child and I have to love and support him no matter what he does in life. And that's what I need to do right now. So I'm going to do that. Okay. Okay, he's being supported. Oh. As long as he feels supported, that's all that matters. Oh, my left leg is numb. It's numb. It feels like somebody else's leg. Gross. I need my zip ties. My hair is a mess. Oh, just in time. Just in time. Just as I'm coming back. Now let's fill this up and get to the next question. When was your biggest pest invasion on your plants and what did you do? Ooh, when, oh. I don't know if it was like a single big like invasion on my entire collection, but I will say that when the spider mites got my Patriciae that used to be behind me, and it didn't kill it, it didn't get it, but it definitely made it tired. And I think that made it susceptible to the dry rot that eventually came afterwards. I think it made it more vulnerable and made it weaker. Now it's not behind me anymore because it's literally a stump. Oh, I miss that thing so much. I have another one. I have one that I just got from Equigenera that I'm going to grow out. I'm going to try again, guys, but oh, do I miss that thing so much. I miss it so much. Oh my gosh. This moss just smells stanky. I need to put cinnamon in it. Okay, you know what? I think I just have to open this and just put it in. I think that'll be the quickest way to do it. Just open it and just put it in like this. You can't see what I'm doing, but literally just opening it and just putting it in like this. But yeah, now it smells like a nice pumpkin pie. Thanksgiving came early. All right, next question. You are in a world of hurt with that one. One of the worst plants despite its beauty. Be prepared to go to war with spider mites. I know. Guys, you would have thought that I learned from my philodendron woes with not only the philodendron Patriciae, but also the philodendron Pink Princess, and also the other philodendron verrucosums that I've had over the years, all my philodendron Amazon Sunset verrucosums that I've tried to grow and failed. Ugh, I've had so many phillos that have just kicked the bucket. And here I am with another beautiful philo that's going to last probably about 3 months. Guys, you should just make a bet. Like I don't know, in the comments or something. Make a bet of how long you think this philo will last until Jake makes a video called Philodendron Verrucosum is Cancelled. Just how I did with the Queen Anthurium is Cancelled video. You all should make a bet. Do like a Super Bowl style bet. Oh, I love it. I love it. It smells like Like pumpkin pie. I just love pumpkin pie. I watched a video of Brits eating pumpkin pie for the first time, and they were eating it like pizza, which was hilarious. They were picking it up like a piece of damn pizza. Like, do they not have pie in the UK? Like, come on, guys. What are we doing? What are you doing over there? Does anyone who watches these videos, is anyone from the UK? Yeah, let's get these top roots up here. There's some nice juicy roots on top that I really want to activate. I really want to get those to root into this moss pole. Come on, flip. Oh, no. No! Now it's so heavy, it's like, ugh. This is absolute, this is a disaster. This is a disaster. Why did I agree to do this? Okay, and we'll go on to the next question. Okay. Do you see yourself keeping plants as you do now, say 10 years from now? Like plants part of your life and you'd not be you without them? Oh, absolutely. Like I said, I've been into plants since I was a little kid. Like, I have memories, guys, I kid you not, of me watching like a hawk my mom's bulbs in the windowsill, of like her little plants where like a little stem would be poking out of the soil, and I'd just be running to my mom going, Mom, I saw it growing, I swear, I saw it growing! Just so excited. Couldn't wait to tell her that her plant was growing. I'd be helping her in the garden, all that stuff. So I've always loved plants. I've always loved nature. And you know what? My very first plant technically was a plant that my mom got me, and it's in her garden to this day. And it was a plant called blue fescue. It's a bluegrass. It's a landscaping plant. It's literally bluegrass. It's minty bluegrass. It's so pretty. It's like a toughy bluegrass. And I saw this little bluegrass at like a farmer's market or something. And I'm like, Mom, it's bluegrass. Can you get it and put it in your garden, please? And mind you, I'm like 7. And my mom, it's like, oh, of course, honey. Yo, weird ass kid. Oh, shit, I got me one of those kids. God damn it. No, she didn't say that, but she was thinking it. No, she wasn't thinking that. My mom's the sweetest. She was like, oh yeah, of course, honey. And she still has that plant to this day in her garden. And that plant, because it puts out the plumes like the ornamental grasses do, and it has seeded several times, and we have others throughout the property. And it's beautiful. Beautiful ornamental grass. And I believe it's evergreen or like semi-evergreen. Or it kind of goes like wheat colored in the winter. But very, very beautiful. So that was technically my first plant ever. And she still has it. Very, very happy about that. So if I ever got my own place, I would take a little piece of that blue fescue. I would take one of the pups or something, and I'd bring it to my place and still have my very first plant ever. Next question. What is one famous 2024 hybrid / cultivar that you would actually own? And what is one species that you could go on a hate rant for 5 minutes straight? Oh, fuck. A 2024 hybrid. Guys, I don't really keep up with the hybrids. You know what? A lot of them are coming out of Asia. I do watch Only Plants, so I do kind of watch his videos kind of in the background when I'm doing planty stuff, and I'll just kind of see what's around and what's going on. A lot of variegated monsteras are popping up, and I will say, the International Airway Society, there was a philodendron hybrid that looked like a UPI, but like a really wacky UPI, and it was, what was it called? I forget, but if I can find it, I'll put a picture, but I forget what it was called, but it was a wacko hybrid. And I'm like, oh, that's so weird. It's kind of cool. Like, can I have that? There were also some really interesting Monstera variegated, like, mutations that I think were new. I think were either making their debut or were being considered for like awards and stuff that I thought were very interesting. So yeah, that was cool. It's all Monstera albo. It's all Thai constellation. It's all, just TC it and just stabilize it, and it's just, it's all cultivars. It's kind of like, guys, all the pothoses, what's plural of pothos? All the pothies All the pothoses, they're all Epipremnum aureum, except for Epipremnum pinnatum. But yeah, they're all just those two species. But yeah, like golden pothos, Hawaiian pothos, jade pothos, like all of them. By the way, I am making a your pothos versus true pothos, or golden pothos versus your like true poth or true poth. I'm making a true pothos versus your pothos is not true pothos video. So stay tuned for that. Okay, that's what I was trying to say. And it's gonna be a good one. It's very, very interesting. Oh, and then a species. I hate rant. A species. Ooh. You know what? Monstera obliqua. Here's the thing, guys. I have Monstera obliqua. I got it as a gift from my good friend Jenna, who I haven't seen in a year. I hope she's doing okay. I really do. And you know, I love my plant. I love weird plants. I love how weird it is. What I hate is the plant community and how they materialized it. Listen, I love Kaylee Ellen, but I hate that she gate-kept it by saying that I'm not going to tell you how to propagate it because it's a trade secret during the Airwood Mania era. And she doesn't spew bullshit anymore. Like, she's very much matured out of it. Yeah, I'm not like a Kaylee Ellen hater, but there are some things that she has done in the past where I'm just like, girl, bye. And those are one of those things. But yeah, like, she is just one, she's not alone. She is just one example. Like, you know, Pretty and Green, the YouTube channel, who is great. He has some great content. He did a whole, like, the drama-filled past of obliqua. And there's a whole drama-filled past about, like, an obliqua. First of all, there's a whole hashtag It's Never Obliqua thing. If you go search the hashtag It's Never Obliqua, there was a whole movement where if you said you had an obliqua, there was a whole thing where, it's not really an obliqua because it's so rare. And there was this whole this whole gatekeeping culture around obliqua. And then there was this Facebook group that only sold obliqua, and they actually, one of the admins said, guys, we love this plant so, they were saying, guys, we want this plant to stay rare, basically. So we're halting, we're basically forbidding all sales of this plant to basically keep it from becoming too widely available. And they were dragged. They were absolutely dragged for it. And I'm like, good. I'm glad they were called out on that BS, because that's stupid. Because they saw the price was falling, and good, prices should fall. If the supply is outpacing the demand, then yeah, it should go down. And you should not manipulate the market like that. I hate it when the market is manipulated like that. I just hate it so much. By the way, guys, I am very much looking forward to a revision of Monstera that is taking place. Somebody in the Monstera field is currently revising or doing some, field work on Monstera, particularly Monstera obliqua, because there are many varieties of Monstera obliqua, and to me it just seems like a bunch of BS, because how can there be this many varieties of obliqua? They all look different, all obliquas do not look like that shriveled Adansonii thing. Are we gonna get 50 new species? Because here's the thing, guys. Think of it this way. Anthuriums, you have about 1,500 species. Philodendrons, you have, I think 500 species. And Monsteras, you have 60 species. But yet you have several forms of Monstera deliciosa. You have Monstera deliciosa, you have the Borsigiana, which is still deliciosa for some reason. You have the Ciarana, Burley Mark's Flame, which we don't really quite know what that is, but that very well could be a form of deliciosa. Why is there not a lot of species diversity? Do you guys get what I'm trying to say? When you put it in perspective, when Tom Crowett, the godfather of aeroids, says that there's an estimated 3,000 Anthurium species and 2,000 to 3,000, I think, philodendron species out there, or something like that. And there's 60 Monstera species, that just doesn't make sense, because there's so many Monsteras out there. So I just feel like in my gut, there's gotta be more, right? Right? I don't know. Okay, let's get another zippity tie. Oh! And let's tie it around like this. Okay. He is done. This guy is, I think I'm going to add some moss like just touching the stem just all over. Yeah, you know what? I think I'm just gonna do it. I'm just gonna do it, guys. I just want him to be wet. Guys, did you see my pollination video on Instagram? I don't know what happened. I got all these weird comments. I don't know what, I was just posting an educational video and I got all these weird comments on it. I have no idea what they were talking about. Maybe somebody in the comments could explain to me what they meant. I have no idea. I am none the wiser. But I would never do anything inappropriate. I have a halo on my head, see? Halo. And we'll put him here. Oh! Okay. Next question, guys. Have you ever played a game, and if so, which is your favorite? I don't play video games anymore. I used to as a kid. We had the original Xbox and the original Wii. And we played, me and my sister, we played Jurassic Park, where we got to build our own Jurassic Park, and we got to like design the whole park and make our own dinosaurs, and we could get it up to 5 stars. And yeah, that was really, really fun. I loved that game. We had, SpongeBob SquarePants, Battle for Bikini Bottom. That was a classic with all the robots. Loved that thing. And what else? Oh, SSX Tricky, where it was a racing game and we were like snowboarders. Yeah. And I loved the female characters, particularly Marisol. She was, I think, Spanish. She was some type of Latin Hispanic. And whenever you crashed her, she would start cussing out in Spanish. But yeah, she was just sickening. She just had like the best outfits and like this long blonde hair and like these hips, these curves. Oh! Which plant do you blame for the start of your passion? Well, I already talked about some of my first plants. I will say though, the first plant that kind of unfortunately got me into like the hype train of sorts was the pink princess, because it was early 2021, so we were still kind of in COVID times, and I saw this pink princess everywhere, and everyone seemed to have it and was talking about it, and I saw it locally for, oh sorry sir, and I saw it locally for sale, and I was like, all right, fine, I'll get it. I guess because everyone has it, I have to have it too, because that's how the world works, and I'm materialistic. And I had that stimmy money that was not from Donald Trump. And by the way, can I just say this? I'm going to get political for a second. You know, I'm going off topic for a moment. I live in Harlem, and I hear people in the community talk, and it really breaks my heart when I hear black men, particularly, talk about how they're going to vote for Trump, or at the very least just talk fondly about Trump, or how Trump was great, because for two main reasons I always hear. One, because he gave them stimulus check money, and the reason they think that is because when they got the checks, when we got those checks, guys, remember we had the Donald Trump, like he signed it? Guys, Donald Trump did not give us his money. He was not our sugar daddy. That was our tax money. He just gave us back a little bit of our tax money that we already paid. So I'm tired of this, Donald Trump, the billionaire that became president, gave us some money and he signed the check and he saved America. No, he was not your sugar daddy, bitch. He did not give you money. It was a marketing scheme, okay? He did that on purpose so that when he left office, or when he was trying to get reelected, he wanted you to think that, oh yeah, I gave you that money. He did not give you that money. That was already your money. Yeah, it was your tax money that the government gave back to you. That's number one. Number two, the second reason that I hear is, there were no wars during Trump. Everything was in order. Now, there's wars all over the world. I'm sorry. Did Joe Biden start the war in the Middle East? Did Joe Biden invade Ukraine? Last time I checked, that was a hard no. Like, is America responsible for the world's problems? Like, if we want to talk about our involvement, if we want to talk about our funding of these wars, you know, that's one thing. We can have a real conversation about that. But when it comes to just the fact that these wars exist, the fact that there's conflict in the world, that's out of our hands, guys. You can't just credit one president or blame another because there's conflict in other countries. Yes, sometimes it can be influenced by a very powerful country, and yes, the US is arguably the most powerful country in the world, but we didn't start these wars. Like, I'm sorry, I just had to get political just for a hot second. And I'll just end it by saying this. I don't idolize or romanticize any candidates the way people idolize Trump. You'll never see me with a Bernie Sanders bumper sticker. You'll never see me with a Kamala Harris t-shirt. You'll never see me with a Barack Obama hat. You'll never see me with merch. You know, people talk about like, oh, a politician's cool if they can move merch. You'll never see me wearing politician merch. Anyway, okay, I'm done being political. You can unplug your ears. I'm back. Plant Gay for Life is back. What's your favorite hobby besides planty stuff? I mean, aside from plants and music, guys, I don't really do anything else. I love going to the movies. And I've thought about like, ooh, should I start a movie review channel? I feel like that'd be overkill. But I always thought like, oh my god, I love movies so much and I like to review movies and talk about them. I thought, oh, like maybe I should start a movie review channel and just kind of post them once in a while. I always see like movie reviewers and I'm like, I can do that. I can just get a camera and talk about stuff. That's what I do here with plants. I can do that with movies. I don't know. I really like movies though. What do I do with all the roots that my plant put into the first moss pole? I need a bigger moss pole. Is there a way to squeeze them in to the bigger pole? As a general rule of thumb, you never want to squeeze roots anywhere. Think of it this way. See my hand here? Think of this as like the root system. You know, my fingers, this is the root. That's the general root system. And here's your pot. You know, that's your pot right there. You know, you don't want to squeeze the root system in like this because then the root system has no place to grow and expand. And when the root system has no place to grow and expand, then it starts to choke itself out. It loses oxygen, it starts to die back, and then it starts to get rot, and then the whole plant starts to die. In contrast, you have a pot that's a little bit bigger than the root system, and you put that root system into the slightly bigger vessel, pot, whatever you got, moss pole. Then, over time, it has some space to slowly grow out. So, you never want to squeeze any roots into a smaller space. So, to answer your question, what do I do with all the roots that my plant put into the first moss pole? If you have a plant that has like just roots upon roots upon roots, just more roots than you know what to do with, you can cut some of those roots back, guys. Like, here's the thing. This plant, like, look at all these leaves, and look at this root system. It don't need any more roots than that, guys. But if this was just like a Rapunzel of roots, like, no, I would cut it, you know, here or there. It doesn't need all that rootage. You guys get what I'm saying? You pick it up what I'm putting down. So sometimes you don't need all that root. So yeah, don't ever squeeze your roots and compromise them to fit into a certain vessel of any kind. Oh no, if you could keep only one plant, which one would it be? Oh man, if I had to get rid of all of them, I'd have to go back just to the bird of paradise. But see, here's the thing, guys. If I got rid of all of my plants and I just went back to the bird of paradise, my Perry, I would just loathe him. I'd be like, fuck you. Every day I'd just be like, I lost all my plants and I kept your ass. And I just throw him out anyway. So I feel like at that point, if I could only keep one plant, I'd probably keep the red spider, at least as of right now recording this, because it can make me money. And if the red spider couldn't make me money, I'd probably keep my black swan, Or my brownie eye. I don't know, man. One plant. Can I just have one pot? Can I keep one pot? Can I keep one pot and just plant all the plants in one pot? All I need is one pot, baby. That's all I need. Okay, guys, now I have to figure out what to do with this. I guess, you know what? I guess I'll... Should I have it trail out? Varicosums are very beautiful when they trail. Let me think about this, guys. Hold on. I got a few more questions. Let me think about this for a second. Okay, guys, I'm back, and I've decided I'm going to also let this guy climb up a moss pole. Because, and hear me out, I think I'm going to grow 2. Just, you know, 1 for insurance, and 2, you know, if I can grow both successfully, I'd like to sell 1 or propagate 1 just to kind of recoup my money. We might as well grow them big, guys. We just might as well do it. Right? Let's just do it. So let me create a base for this guy. Oh, wait a minute. Let me clean out his base real quick. Oh! Mo! Ah! Okay. Ah! Oh, just got a new question. Because it's still up. Have you ever ordered from USA Ecuagenera or Ecuadorian Ecuagenera? Yes, I've ordered from both. The thing with Ecuador Ecuagenera is they don't ship as quickly. They ship like once a month, I think, so it takes a little bit longer. USA Ecuagenera, there used to be just the Floridian location. Now there's the Californian location. I never bought from the California location. The Florida location, they ship to you in pots, so the plants usually come to you a lot better. Philodendrons do not ship very well. So if you import philodendrons, they usually do not ship very well at all. You have to reroute them completely, and it could take months or up to a year sometimes. So I only import Anthuriums. So yeah. The philodendrons that I've gotten recently from Ecuagenera were from the US site. But yes, I've bought from both. And it's kind of hit or miss, Ecuagenera. Sometimes, you know, sometimes it's great. Sometimes you get great plants from them, and then sometimes you get the worst, like you get trash. You get absolute trash from them. So, you know, I couldn't, they're very inconsistent. They're extremely inconsistent. That's all I can say. And also, they have a history of questionable plant origin. You know, there's some allegations of their plants being poached. I mean, I don't want to start any rumors, but it's kind of stuff goes around. Stuff goes around. You know what I'm saying? So let's just say the stem cuttings that they sell, that the plants are grown out of, are pretty damn big. Let's just say, you know, they don't grow a lot of their plants from seed. They grow a lot of their plants from big old stem cuttings. They're now growing seed. They're growing hybrids now, which is great. But during aeroid mania, it was a different story. When is your Colombia trip coming up? It's coming up tentatively March, sometime in the spring. I'm going to be accompanied by 2 friends. So, yeah, if I get abducted by the cartel, I won't be alone, so there's that. Cannot wait for that trip. Can't wait to vlog and show you all these amazing, beautiful aeroids, guys, just growing everywhere, up tree trunks, assholes, and just, oh, it's going to be so amazing. Cannot wait. Cannot come fast enough. So, yes, I'm in the preliminary stages of planning it all out. So, yeah, stay tuned for that. Saw a video where you had a large cutting of Spiritus Sancti. How is that doing? That is doing quite well. I would show you, but I'm going to feature it in an upcoming video. So stay tuned. The Spiritus Sancti is going to make an appearance in an upcoming video, and it's looking quite nice. Also, what's your favorite plant? I don't have a favorite plant. Favorite plant at the moment? I mean, that Spiritus looks pretty nice. My Magnificum OA / Espino Peru, that's looking quite imposing, I have to say. It's my favorite plant currently, probably. All right, let's get this guy in here. Well, first let's fill one of these things with moss. This is a different kind of moss pole. It opens in the front, whereas the other one that I use opens in the back. So this will be easier to take out the roots because it opens up in the front as opposed to the ones that open up in the back. You know, you have to like cut it open to get all the roots out, or you'd have to break the roots, and it just didn't really work. So I'm glad that they kind of reinvented their moss pole, which is good. But yeah, I just got this at Plant Corner, just ran out and got it because I was short on moss poles. My favorite plant shop here in Harlem. Favorite plant shop, period. Guys, I'm out of moss. I have to expand some more moss. So we got water here, guys. And I already went through half of it. I used so much. We got this thing. Look at this. Look at this Flatola, Mr. Flattown, right here. And we're just gonna put it in. And then it'll turn into, wait for it. It's been a minute, guys. And just like that, hot diggity dog. Hot diggity dog! But it still smells a little musty, so we're gonna put in a little cinnamon. Because that's how we do it. All right. So let's put in a little bit more, finish off this moss pole. Next question. How often do you fertilize your plants in winter? I do half strength every watering and was wondering if I should continue in the winter or go to once a month or not at all. I've only had Anthuriums since April and Lord, now I have 25. Ooh, honey, you just getting started. I don't change anything. I fertilize and water my plants pretty much the same. The only thing that changes is the humidity. The humidity changes considerably. It goes down to like 30% or lower, goes up to like sometimes 60% or higher in the summer. But for you, that might be different. You know, you might not have as many grow lights. You might be only doing natural light. If you're only doing natural light and there's less light, then you might not need to fertilize as often. So that's the thing. If the environment's changing and there's less light and the plant is not growing as fast, that's really all it is. If the plant's not growing as fast and you're not watering it as much, then you don't need to fertilize it as much. Like, I fertilize with every watering. This jug is filled with fertilizer water, and I just water my plants, and I fertilize with every watering. That's how I water my plants. That's how I fertilize my plants. I don't do the once a month. I can't keep track of once a month. I can't keep track of every other watering. I can't be bothered. So that's just how I do it. So yeah, don't overthink it. That's all I gotta say. But yeah, I would say, like, keep fertilizing your Anthuriums as long as they're growing. That's really it. As long as they're growing, keep fertilizing them. And if you're using grow lights, then don't change anything. If you don't use grow lights, if you just have a nice bright windowsill and you're using all natural light, baby, and you're just doing it old school, and you're only relying on the sunlight, that sunlight is going to fluctuate throughout the year. So you can pull back a little bit on the watering, you can pull back a little bit on the fertilizer. But if you're pulling back on the watering, then you might as well just put your fertilizer in the water, so then when you pull back on the water, you're pulling back on the fertilizer, right? By the way, I use orchid fertilizer. That's what I use. I use the same fertilizer for all my plants. I keep it simple, straightforward, to the point. That's the only thing straight in this household, by the way. In a forum on Facebook, some growers are discouraging plant jars or pots due to root exposure to sunlight, causing them to grow smaller, slower, not as robust compared to growing in opaque containers. What's your take on this? So, yeah, most of like the big Anthurium bros, I am not friends with. And one of them is a man by the name of Justin Jones. Yeah, he's got like delusions of grandeur. He likes to put his foot in his mouth and say stupid things. And he blocks me on Instagram too. Now, yes, for some plants, like terrestrial plants, yes, obviously roots don't like light. But here's the thing. This man grows aeroids like the rest of us. Aeroids that grow on rocks, on trees, on stumps, on slopes, where their roots are partially or completely exposed to the elements. And I actually went out and saw them. Did Justin Jones did he ever go out and see these plants in real life? Or is he just in his garage playing, who's got the biggest leaves contest on Facebook and Instagram? Like, are they just measuring leaf sizes? They just irk me. They irk me to my core, these Anthurium bros. They're gross. And you know what makes it worse? They have followings of people that just fanboy over them. Like, people just love these guys and think that they're so great. I've had interactions with him, and he's a pompous asshole. Future Jake coming in here. I just need to add a little something in here. Mr. Justin Jones, I'm sorry. So you think that this light is causing these roots to not grow as fast? Okay, well, first of all, see all these roots here that are exposed to light? Yeah, that's like 5%, not even 10% of the root system. The vast majority of the root system is in the pitch black darkness, darkness of the substrate inside, not exposed to any light. Okay, so your whole claim that you need black pots and shit, complete bullshit. I'm calling bullshit. Plant Gate for Life says Justin Jones is full of fucking bullshit. So hey Justin, look at this. Look at this. Look at that. Look at all these roots. And look at all that algae. Look at all that. Look at all that light it's getting. And look at all that root in there. It's literally about to choke itself out. I have to repot this thing. Yeah, you know what? More root doesn't necessarily mean a healthier plant. This plant is about to choke itself out. Oh my God, this man is just full of fucking bullshit. I can't. I fucking can't. All right, back to your regular scheduled programming, bitch. Oh, Anthurium bros don't like me, guys, because I just have a tendency to call them out on their bullshit. Because they're just so insufferable. Like, they're just so into Anthuriums for the clout. They're just so into them, like Gucci and Versace and stuff. Like, they just make Anthuriums so gross. And I try to pull them, I just yank them back down to earth. And they don't like that. But yeah, so I can't see what he said because I'm banned from the biggest Anthurium group. He blocked me. And got me kicked out like 2 or 3 times. Like, multiple times they let me back in just for him to kick me back out. But I will say that this guy has no idea what he's talking about. I'm gonna go on the record and say Plant Geek for Life will start some new drama with this fucker. I think he's the worst that the plant community has to offer. And there's a lot of people that I've had bad experiences with. And I'm not dealing with your bullshit. I'm not. I should make a whole video of just me calling out all of the Anthurium bros. Moving on. What is your biggest plant pet peeve? Anthurium bros. You can take a hop and a skip and kiss my ass right up in the brown where the sun don't shine. What's been your most rewarding Anthurium to grow and why? Money-wise, the red spider. But that Magnificum OA, it's just, it's so beautiful. I think he's just about done. So what I was going to show you guys, I'm just going to take some moss and just slip it into where these little zip ties are so that they kind of keep the nodes a little bit moist. And hopefully that will activate the roots and kind of help it root into the moss pool a little bit faster. Just to kind of kickstart it, you know, help it find the moss pool a little bit faster. Because sometimes they don't really find the moss pool, which can be a little bit frustrating. Sometimes they just grow up the moss pool, but like they don't like root into it. Which is fine, but also like, you know, then you can't really propagate it when there's no roots. Alright, well, there he is! Okay, and just in time, guys, we got our last question. Where do you learn all this plant stuff? Can you suggest resources, books, blogs, etc.? Thank you. I'm assuming you're referring to, like, my little plant mini docs. Yes, aroid.org. That's where all the aroid publications are. That's where all the stories are that I find. Yeah, and I just love going through all those and just reading all that stuff and just kind of going through it. And then I like kind of putting it through a strainer and just kind of making it sound a little bit less science-y and you know, super wordy and botany, and just make it seem more pedestrian friendly, I guess. Because, you know, they use big words and stuff. Like, they got words like terete, which just means cylindrical. They got words like cordate, which just means heart-shaped. So they got like fancy schmancy words that just mean certain things. So it can be a little bit confusing when you're reading all this stuff. But once you like understand the lingo, then it becomes like, oh, okay, like, okay. Also, like the leaf terminology, like the midrib, the lamina, the petiole, the venation, the this, the that, the abaxial, all this stuff. So yeah, I try to put it through not a strainer. What am I trying to say? I don't know. I ain't trying to say nothing. Okay, guys. So real quick, here is the first one right there. Looking all cute. Let me show you the back. Looking all nice and blush. All right. And then we got this one right here. Oh, yes. Yeah. Oh, there we go. Especially that leaf that's unfurling. Oh, yes. Okay, so guys, for the outro of this video, I'd like to do a little bit of a book review. Just a quick little one, because I wanted to do like a book video, like a plant book video of my favorite plant books, like for plant information. I never did it because I just knew that video wouldn't do well. I just knew it would flop. So I was like, well, what's the point? So I'm gonna sneak it in here real quick. So let's just see. Let's see right here. I haven't read through all these just yet. I'm in the process of doing it, but let me show you real quick. This right here is Aroids, Plants of the Arum Family by Denny Brown right there. I like having them with the covers off just because, you know, I just think they're more, I don't know, pretty that way. Here's the thing. Some of these books were kind of expensive. I'm not going to sell them. They're mine forever. So they're not the most accessible, unfortunately. Like, some of them are a couple $100. I got them used. So, like, as you can see, you know, I don't need a fresh new book. But yeah, this is Aroids, Plants of the Arum Family. I learned a lot about pothos in here. True pothos. There's not a lot of information online about true pothos. And I learned a lot about that in here. There's a lot of nice illustrations in here, a little bit of philodendron, anthurium, some really beautiful photos, like, look at that one right there. Oh, wait, right there. You see that? Ooh, yes. Like, look at that. Wait, hold on. Look at that right there. Why are plants so weird? Ooh, beautiful philodendron flower right there. See that? I have to tilt the book a little bit so there's no glare. There's a lot of aquatic aroids, if you can see that right there. And then this right here, this is a North American native aroid. Look at that. Is this the skunk cabbage? Because they have a kind of a not so nice aroma when you break the leaves. Or is it called like a swamp lantern? Look at that. I think it's in the spring is when they bloom. Look at that, like the early spring. Look at that. Isn't that just so dreamy? So yeah, I've been learning a lot of stuff about aroids in here, just beyond anthuriums and, you know, oh, what's the most popular hybrid, or what's the most popular cultivar, what's the most popular, you know, trendy new species on the market, you know. Love this book, Aroids. This is the second edition, I believe. Where are you? Oh, is it Ultimate Wonder Plants? Oh, best coffee table book ever. Ultimate Wonder Plants. When I tell you guys, you open up any page and it's just... there. Right there. And you just want it. You just want it. Wait, there's one photo in here that's oh, green wall. Green wall. Where is it? Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Oh, wait, oh, it's not a green wall, but it's a big old fern, asparagus fern, I think. Look at all that green. It's really dark, but do you see all that green? Let's see. Let's keep looking. Let's keep looking. Guys, look at how they match plants with art. Do you see that? Match art with living art. Plants with a painting. Also, look at this. If you have a terrarium plant, look at that. I mean, that's a cactus, but it gives you an idea. Like if you have like a begonia or something that needs high humidity, or an Anthurium needs high humidity, you display it nicely like that. Look at that. Oh, I just love this. There's like 2 or 3 plants in here, but look how giant they are. Look at those giant plants. Ooh! Where's that one photo? I need to show you guys that it's the photo. Right there. Right there. Right there. Right there. Look at it. Look at it. Look at it! Oh my god. Are there more pictures? There's more pictures of it. Right. Oh! Right there. Right there. You see it? Of course you do. You can't unsee that. You can't. Oh! I hate this man. I hate him. I hate him so much because I want to be him when I grow up. Oh, so yeah, recommend this book as a nice coffee table book for sure. What else do we got here? Oh, this is a beautiful book. A Vision of Eden. The Life and Work of Marianne North. So I believe these are all paintings of hers, if I'm not mistaken. I have yet to really get into this book, but I found it at like a used bookshop. And like, look at these beautiful paintings. Oh, it has that old book smell. Ooh, has that old book smell. That old. Oh, she painted a rainbow. You never see anyone paint a rainbow. She went for that, motherfucker. She went for that. She's got balls. Oh. So yeah, I think the story, she traveled all over the world and she painted what she saw. Yeah, I haven't had the time to really go through this and read everything, but I cannot wait to. Oh, right here, the banyan tree, Ficus elastica, it says. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? I saw those all over Hawaii. They just looked fake. They looked ancient and magical. Just amazing. So, yeah, I just love these books. I could just sit down and get lost in these for an hour. I love books that have information in them, but also like visual stuff in them to keep me entertained, keep the child in me entertained, you know? And look at the front. Look how beautiful that is. Look how sweaty I am. It is 81 in here. How is it the end of October and it's like 75 outside? This is not right. Hortus veitchii. You may recognize that name, like Anthurium veitchii, Nepenthes veitchii. One of the biggest, the biggest nursery, I think, in Europe back in like the 1800s was the Veitch Nurseries. And this is a book that has a whole bunch of like species and stuff that they had. So it's a great like glossary, great source of information, just fun to have. So yeah, it has some nice, nice information on just like every plant you can think of. So that's kind of cool. By James Veitch. Hey, I have him right under my dressery right here. And then what do we got up here? What do we got up here? I'm gonna bring down my Carla. Just a little sneak peek of the Carla right there. Nothing crazy. She's flowering. Nothing crazy. I'm gonna put her right there. For those of you who are into like gardening, I have these 2 books by Michael Glassman, who is an outdoor architect, And he's been featured on Dig Plant Water Repeat, which is a YouTube channel by this very lovely woman. And she's done a tour of his place, and his place is beautiful. So go check that out. Yeah, this one's called The Garden Bible. And let's see. It's got just like some really, just some nice, like, I just spit on that page. It's just got some really nice like ideas of how to design, and he talks about how he designs and talking about different rooms, quote unquote rooms of a garden. It's really interesting to watch him talk in a video. It's really interesting to read what he has to say. This one is called Garden Getaways. This one was a used book I got online. Let's see if there's a cool picture I can show you. But look at that, he's all about incorporating art into the garden. And I'm all about incorporating art into our interior gardens, guys. But you know what I mean? Like art and like plants. Because plants are like living works of art. Anyway, I've given the speech. You guys get what I'm trying to say. But, right? Like, isn't that just amazing? You just have some nice antiques or modern things out there. Like, look at that. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? And you don't have to break the bank. He always talks about that. You know, he does these things on realistic budgets. He doesn't do these for super wealthy people only. You know, he does these for people with all types of incomes. He's really quite the character. And he just comes off as like a plant nerd and just a very enthusiastic person. And I love that. I really resonate with that. And this last one I'll show you. Really fun book. This is one I'd recommend. Garden Getaways, Havens at Home by Michael Glassman. Two more, guys. Second to last one is, what is this? New York City Historic Floral District. 176 Years Strong Special Edition. I got this at the Flower District here in Manhattan, and it's basically just a nice short little book about the history of the Flower District on 28th Street in Chelsea. A lot of pictures, a little bit of text, but has a lot of nice information on it, and basically just tells the story about how the city used to smell like hell because of all the pollution and the horse shit, like the literal horse shit in the road, and they would bring in cut flowers, you know, from, you know, out west or whatever, bring in cut flowers from the country and sell them, and they were a hit, and then that converted into plants, and, you know, and then the rest is history. But really, really interesting. I recommend this one. And then last one, this one I'm gonna give like a quick little review on. I like half recommended. This is Enid's, aka NSC Tropicals book, Welcome to the Jungle. But here's the thing, guys. I loved it when it was, well, first of all, the plant interior design photos, amazing. So good. So freaking good. The beginning, I can't. But in the beginning, when she is ooh! That looks familiar. When she is talking about her beginnings, and she is talking about how she got into plants and where NSC came from and all that stuff, that was the most interesting part of the book. And I was like, yes, give me more, give me more. And then it becomes a glossary for rare plants that immediately becomes stale. Because, let me show you this. Monstera obliqua says can be very expensive. A plant this big is like, what, 25 bucks? What else we got? Oh, where's that? Oh, she has Philodendron gloriosum in here. Where is it? I saw it the other day and I was like, bah! Oh, Burley Marx's Flame says not readily available. It's literally at Plant Corner for like 100 bucks. Oh, here we go. The Variegative Philodendron gloriosum. Virtually non-existent in cultivation. Yeah, guys, I don't have like the most stunning version. I have several growth points that I have reverted, so I have to chop mine back and start it over. So it's mostly green, but I do have a, you know, contrary to what it may look like, I do have quite, you know, some variegation in there. I mean, he's still beautiful. Like, look at that. That's still very, very beautiful. But, I mean, it's nice to have these kind of leaves. But, I mean, yeah, guys, I'll cut him back and I'll get some new growth. But, yeah, guys, I have a Variegated Gloriosum. They're very unstable. There are some TC versions and some, like, kind of marbly versions that are more, what's the word? Stable. This is like the OG version that's very, very unstable. So you have to cut it back when it starts to revert like that. So like if you see this, do you see how some leaves like mine are partially variegated and then some leaves are all green? So that's how it grows. So you have to cut it back as it goes all green and then it puts out variegation as it pleases. So yeah, this book, what is it, 2 years old now? This plant, I mean, I traded a cutting, or like a node, maybe a year ago for a few $100. It was worth a few $100, and now I could probably buy one for, you know, like a small plant for a few $100. Maybe a plant this big would be like $1,000. Yes, they're very expensive, but you know, they're around. They're not virtually non-existent anymore. I remember when Kaylee Ellen, she had the only one, and Enid was taking care of it for her, and they were, you know, talking about that. And there was a whole drama about the auction. That's like a whole, we don't talk about those Airwood Mania days. But yeah, so this book just aged like milk. And yeah, like, can somebody just clip this and send this to Enid? Because I feel like Enid needs to hear this. Because I love Enid. I think Enid is great. She's an OG in the game. And I really would love for her to make another book. And I would like for her to not make another glossary. Because there are other glossaries out there. There are books like this out there. I want Enid to put out a book where she talks about her beginnings. And she talks about, like, everything. Like, she talks about how everyone thought she was crazy about, you know, selling plants online when nobody was selling plants online. I want her to talk about when she went to Dewey Fisk's place. I want her to talk about Dewey Fisk and what he was like. You know, all these people that are gone that she used to know. I want her to tell stories. I want to know that stuff. And I think people want to know that too. I really do think people would want to know that stuff. I don't think anyone really cares about all this. I think it's just like a pretty, like, coffee table selling point. Like, it's, you know, it's whatever. But I really hope that one day she writes like a book, like a memoir, you know? So, yeah, can we all just, like, clip this and just send this to her and just tell her to get on that memoir? Because I really need an Enid memoir. By the way, I don't know how to say her last name. Is it Ofolter? Ofolter. 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 Where's the accent? Thank you for putting up with my shenanigans. I love you all so much. Hope you're doing great out there. And, yeah. Hopefully these guys will do great and I'll have some good updates for you in the coming months. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Stay tuned for the Halloween video that's coming up. It's gonna be a good one. All right. Peace! What is this? What? This is so heterosexual. This is... I need more gay friends, I tell you. All right. Bye. Get out!